Hey guys, so it has been a month since I've had my eyebrows microbladed, and I thought that I would compile a bunch of questions that you guys have asked me over the past 4 weeks about my microblading experience and what the entire process was like, and put them all in one video for you. So that way, in case you are wondering, sorry, my baby monitor is beeping, mom life. In case you were wondering if microblading was right for you, you could hopefully make a better decision, or in case you were just wondering how the process was for me, what it was like, this could give you a little bit of insight. Also, peep the huge bottle of wine back there. I'm not drinking it now, I promise. So here are my eyebrows 1 month in, and the question I get the most about my eyebrows and microblading was, did it hurt? Ooh, I'm here to tell you that it did. It definitely did. I read so many Q&As or FAQs on different microblading websites, and the first thing is always like, does microblading hurt? And underneath, so many times companies are like, oh no, it'll feel like a scratching, but it won't hurt at all. I'm here to tell you, it's gonna hurt. Another big question that I got was, what could you compare it to that maybe a lot of people would be familiar with or know? And the only thing that I can compare it to is a tattoo. I've never had a tattoo, but my best friends both have, and they've explained the sensation and the pain to me, and it sounds exactly like microblading. It is a tiny little blade, scraping at your skin, cutting your skin, and boy, oh boy, it hurt so bad. The thing is, yes, you will have a numbing agent on your eyebrows. So there was a period of time where I did feel a bit numb, but the process as a whole took about 3.5 hours. Granted, I pretty well had no eyebrows, so I was like starting from nothing, but oh my gosh, imagine 3.5 hours of like literally cutting your skin. That's what microblading is, right? It's like a tiny razor, tiny blade cutting your skin. Yeah, it definitely hurt, and even the numbing only lasted for a few minutes, to be honest. It lasted for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. They say that everyone's body reacts differently with the numbing agent, so I don't know, your body can react differently, and maybe the numbing can work for longer, but for me, it really only worked for about 15 minutes, and she did reapply it a few times throughout the process, but no, it still really hurt. Also, I got microblading and shading done, which are 2 different techniques. Shading will give you a little bit more fullness, a little more like depth to your eyebrows, whereas microblading is the actual strokes, and both really hurt. The next question I got a lot was, do you have to shave off your eyebrows to get microblading? And I think a lot of people ask that question because I didn't have any eyebrows going into it. I didn't really explain why I had no eyebrows, and I think a lot of people thought that I like actually shaved my eyebrows off for the microblading, but no, you don't have to shave off your eyebrows. I just didn't have any eyebrows to start with, and so she had to like completely reconstruct my eyebrows, and that's why I had no eyebrow hairs. But you do not have to shave off your eyebrow hairs for microblading. Another question that I got a lot was, how long does microblading last / is it permanent? And most websites will say that it's a semi-permanent makeup procedure, so it should last about a year. I'm actually getting a retouch this weekend. You're supposed to get a retouch 4 to 6 weeks after your initial treatment, and then after that retouch, your procedure, the microblading, should last 12 months after that. So I think that's pretty good. I won't have to go back for another year. So no, it is not permanent. The last question I get a lot is, do I recommend it? And I absolutely do. If you are thinking about getting microblading done, then I would 100% tell you to do it, even though it is super painful. Even though it is painful, I am here to tell you, that way you can go into it knowing that it'll be painful, can breathe through it, tell yourself some mantras. But I would say even with the pain, I would 1000% do it again, and highly recommend it. It's made my like makeup routine so much easier. And even when I'm not wearing makeup, which is like, usually I look like this every day, I'm like in my hot mess mom outfit, it brings so much more life to my face, especially because I didn't have eyebrows, and makes me feel so much more confident and awake. Yeah guys, those are all the most commonly asked questions I got about microblading. If you have any other questions, definitely leave them down in the comments below and I will get to them. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye guys.